We Say What They Can't Radio.
Good evening. Happy Sunday, guys. This is another episode of Tea with Teak. And today we have our guest co-host back, Miss Jathia J. Iman.
Hi.
Hi,
I always say
Jathia.
hi like that, right?
Right.
What's
Give
up,
us some
everybody?
better energy than that, right?
What's up, y'all? Hope y'all are enjoying your Sunday. Hope it's a blessed day so far. I just came from church. I was crying. I had to touch up my
oh my
concealer.
God. You know, I went to your church last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you get all cute and everything, but you know going to Pastor John church
You're gonna
is
die
like,
a little bit.
I was like, I'm not going to cry. He's not going to bother me today because this is my first time back in like almost a year. He made me cry.
I
made me
mean, I
cry.
feel like you have to go in there with that expectation, and then if it doesn't happen, you like, whoo. All right.
You're right. But I guess because I haven't been so long, so I really didn't
You thought
expect
he didn't know
it.
what was going on still? You thought he was going to happen?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
maybe not.
All
I
right,
don't
well,
know.
now you know. So next time. But that's how I felt. I'm like,
So I
okay.
was, and well, afterwards I kept thinking like, oh my God, my makeup is gonna run. I'm gonna have lines in my face. I'm going to brunch after this. How am I gonna do this? I was like, I have no makeup.
God don't care about your brunch, just like he didn't care about this radio show. He said, you're going to get exactly what I need you to
You're
get.
right.
But I had my makeup because I knew it was going to happen. So I went and touched it up a little bit in the back.
Oh, okay. So my pastor did say that today. He was like, I hope nobody skipped church to go to brunch. I was like, oh,
Shady, right?
very. But service was good today.
It was excellent.
It was very excellent. They actually talked about our youth, which is to me is kind of scary. Because our youth today, it's different from when we were growing up. It's much different. I think they are more violent as far as like guns.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we grew up, it was just more so like you jumped somebody jumped somebody. You know, everybody fought. It was either a one-on-one or you jumped somebody. Now it's a little bit more violent than that. It's like gunplay comes in. I haven't really heard. You probably got more of the razor thing too back when we were younger.
people were getting cut.
I don't really hear too much about anybody getting cut with any razors or anything like that. You know, you put them in your mouth and hide them under your tongue. I never could
Why
do
you
that.
telling your life like that?
You know, I was not about that life, but I'm just saying.
I didn't do that either.
I
That was for
never
the
could
guys.
do it though, and I would sit and think like I just want to try it, just to see how it was done.
I used to want to be blood.
No,
My brother cursed me out.
Okay, I'm glad he
cursed
did.
me out. Till all cursed me out. It's like, who? Oh, and look, we got on red, so I guess I made it. I don't know. But so what we talking about today?
Well, today, it's really no one topic. So I just wanted to touch bases with a few different things. I wanted to start off with relationships, because every time I ask somebody to come, like, think of a topic, like, what do you want to hear me talk about? Everyone wants to hear about relationships.
We be going through, y'all. I know we be going through.
So I think that's a never-ending topic that you can't, like, is like, there's always a question about it. There's always something to talk about. There's always something new to learn in relationships. So with that being said, I personally I want to know, and I'm sure others want to know, like, relationships today. Why does it seem like when it's time to court, no one knows how to court, like, or date properly? If there's really a proper way to date.
I think a proper way to date is according to the standards of the person you dating.
Well,
Because I might not want Mr. Child. I might like Netflix and shit.
right, but
I think you just gotta know who you courting. So the courting process, okay,
Right.
that's a little bit. I don't know. Do they court anymore? I think.
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
think
consider
social
sliding in my
media,
DMs
right,
courting.
and that's what I
don't know.
think that
but you have to shoot your shot, and if that's the only place to shoot your shot, then I don't see why not. I'm not totally against that. Because what if you're not gonna see me? You might be friends on social media with me through somebody else's page, and you don't know when you're gonna see me. So you say, okay, I'm gonna slide in her DM. I think it's how you slide in my DM that
Right.
make or break what happens next.
All right. Well, normally, I don't know. Do you read your DMs?
It depends. If it's a little fishy, because like if they're not your friends, it'll say somebody that's not your friend is trying to send you a DM.
Right. So it's a separate column where like I have like a bunch of DMs like they just sitting there. So eventually they'll fade out once I guess
That's
the
what
time.
like if I already know like offhand like this is crazy, I just let it fade out. I don't open it because once you open it, they know you read it.
No, that's not true.
That's mine, yeah.
No,
if you accept it.
Oh, you gotta accept it, but you can read it first before accepting it.
Yeah, so I don't accept a lot of that. I read it, and some of the things people say are a little it's a little special, so I don't accept them.
Okay.
But I'm not against like somebody sliding in your DM. If how else would you shoot your shot?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm not really. I guess maybe because before in the past, I never touched or answered my
chivalry
DM.
Isn't dead.
Chivalry isn't dead.
That's what somebody said. MJ said chivalry isn't dead.
It isn't? Okay. I mean, I don't know. I personally think that we get caught up in texting more.
I'm a texter, so I can agree.
Well, I think I became a texter now, more so now than I have ever been in the past, only because dealing with a lot of, like, just friends. Like, I have my sister, I have family members, friends that prefer to text than to have a conversation. So I don't mind texting, but sometimes I feel like when I want to have a conversation, I want to pick up the phone and have if it's lengthy. No, but someone will not answer their phone. And they will text you like 2, 3, 4 paragraphs back to back instead of having a conversation.
Like in the middle of all of that, when you try to call them and they don't answer,
they send you right to voicemail and then they text you like
that. Been made me throw my phone over the whole balcony. Okay, don't let us be having a argument or something via text and I call you don't answer. Right. The way my tolerance is set up, my bipolar levels are gonna shoot through the roof. I can't.
So I just think the time is like texting is more so they use that for the dating. And to me, you don't really get to know a person. Like I can ask you 1,000 questions through texting, you can answer them, but sometimes a conversation face to face, I need to look in your eyes, you look in my eyes. I think I could kind of somewhat get a feel of how you are, but you can't really learn a person and know what you're dealing with, just via text.
Yeah.
I think you have to spend time with that person. I think
that's with anything, though, even over the phone. Like, when we were younger, we would be on the phone upside down on the couch for 6 hours, Right. But these are people you went to school with 9 times out of 10, so you saw them every day anyway. So I think even without texting, even if it was just on the phone, at some point you have to date because you have to see how people are outside, the way they behave, if they're going to punch the bouncer in the face, if they're going to get mad if somebody's staring at you, things like that. I don't think you ever know those things until you actually go out.
Right. So let me tell you one thing about me. I don't know how to really date. I've never really dated. I know it probably sounds like we're like, how the hell you never dated? So meaning that ever since I was about maybe 18, I was with my kid's father. So for almost 7 years, I was in a relationship. So immediately, like after that relationship, I went into another relationship, and of course we went out on dates, but to me, dating is dating more than one person. It's like going out with more than one person because you want to get a feel of, it doesn't mean sleeping with everybody that you're dating, but I can date 2 to 3 people at a time.
I had a conversation. This guy at my job, this girl
I believe I can.
And I forgot what radio it was, but she was like, she date 8 to 10 guys. They all know about each other. And my coworker was like, ain't no way. And I'm just like,
that's a lot.
But she's not committed to anybody.
Right, but that's just a lot of going out, like 8 to 10 people.
She might be a serial dater. If that's okay for her, that's okay. If she date 8 to 10 guys, she's not committed to nobody. I think we date 2 guys, we be in love with one, lusting for the other, and we be like, you know what, I'm not going out with nobody else. Meanwhile, neither one of them gonna be your man.
Right.
So you should date 8 to 10. I don't think nothing is wrong with that.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing, I don't really know how to date. So my thing was like, after coming from one relationship to the next, it wasn't dating. It's just like, oh, I like him, he like me. Boom. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna kick it. We together. Then I'm together another 7 years with, in this relationship. And then when that ends, I repeated the cycle again and again. So I did that 4 times consecutively back to back. And to me, I feel like I cheated myself over the course of the years because I didn't give myself enough time to get to know me. That's because
key.
I didn't. So my thing was I get into these relationships and everything became about that person.
Mm-hmm.
It became about that person. To please that person,
Mm-hmm.
I put everything aside to make sure that that person was good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always say, like, when people ask me about dating, I can't really give you too much, information on, dating because I never really dated. I've been in long-term relationships, but I haven't, like I said, once I come across, a guy, we meet, we exchange numbers.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much, it's like we stuck.
girlfriend.
We boyfriend and girlfriend right there. It's like, that's it.
We exchanged numbers. We went out. Okay, we go together. Just so
We
you
go
know.
together.
Okay, we go together. What?
So,
Like, cause how do you ever really know what you want if you don't date, or and most of all don't date yourself? Because if you
Right.
always, even if you're always just dating men, you still not getting to know you. You just still getting to know a bunch of other people. So at what point do you stop and say, okay, this is about Teak?
I mean, that's a good question because I don't know when.
I
Like, I never took the time to do it. Like,
All right, you can start now.
I mean, I
Meanwhile,
guess
you want to
right.
go to brunch tomorrow with somebody.
Right. I might want to go to brunch, but I'd rather go hang out with the girls sometime. It's like,
Girl, please.
I think-
went to Larive, that's how you say it. The way them men was dancing on the floor, I was like,
I went there.
it's over for me. They was like on the floor dancing. I don't want no man that's on the floor like that dancing. Who's left? You either dead in jail or grinding on the dance floor in Larive. Where the cool laid back guys at?
I mean, they still out
I
there.
don't see them.
It depends
I
on.
don't
Have you ever tried dating outside of your borough, or
My borough?
I think we get stuck to that. Like, I don't. Like, I mean, like dating out, like.
The guys that was dancing in the club was outside of my borough, and that's probably why I ain't like them. They probably was from the Bronx.
Oh yeah.
They was
No Bronx.
sweaty, low. I was like, oh, he in the whole spot position right now. I can't fuck with this. I can't fuck with this. I know. What's left for me out here in these streets? But I don't know. I think social media is a good, if you're using it, just like it is for business and anything else, if you're using it for its true purpose, then I think good things will come from it. The language has to be right, though. You
Right.
can't just be in my DM like, yo, Ja, I saw you on Teak podcast. She was looking
But
like
that's
a snack.
normally
You know what I'm
with
saying?
stars, right?
You was looking like a snack. I want to know if you want the Netflix and chill. That's how they talk.
That's corny. Would you date outside of your race?
Oh, they asked me this the other day, but I said, mm-hmm.
You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if it's
I mean, I always said no in the past, but now I'm open to it.
really,
I'm open to it.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm open to it too, but I'm not looking like, oh,
Right. No, I'm not looking like, I'm not seeing it like,
if I
oh, okay,
meet
all these
somebody
black men are hard. No, because
that's,
all black men are not bad and they all are not horrible. So it's not like, that's not the reason why I'm saying
I
that.
think right now in this time it would be hard for me to date a white man.
And my sister said the same
It
thing.
would be hard. Right now in the
And-
time we live in
right.
now, it would be hard for me to date.
But like, when will it ever be the right time? Because
Maybe it won't ever be.
right, like this
know.
racism has always
No,
been.
and it's not that I think that. I think they would have to be like, so not saying necessarily on our side, but they have to be so not nonchalant, but
Open-minded.
open-minded,
Right.
yeah, to everything that's going on, to where they see like that we can have an honest and healthy, open conversation about it. Not anybody that's, you know what I'm saying? They have to have a certain type of personality.
I mean, that's true. I can see that, but
And even then, I don't know.
other than that, you know.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I would consider dating outside of my race. I don't have a problem with that. Not that I don't want to, date another black man, because of course, you know, why wouldn't I want to date another black man? But I would not mind going outside of my race. I think now I'm looking for. It's kind of strange because, like, even with the dating, it's like I need like a man. Besides finding someone that has a career, and that's that's pretty much like family oriented, and their financial statuses. Like, it doesn't have to be excellent, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be decent.
What's a deal breaker for you as far as like the type of man you would meet now? Like, what's something that you like? Are you still in a zone where it's like, I can help him get to where he needs to go? You know what I'm saying? You still feel like that?
Of course.
And when I say that, I mean absolutely we all can, but you still willing to take broken men and mold them into the man? You still?
I don't think I can mold them, but I don't have a problem with taking a broken man, because I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like I'm still somewhat broken myself, so I know I have a lot of trust issues. I have a lot of like things about me where I feel like that maybe I need to take the time to be alone and like work on certain flaws or things that I know that I'm not good at. It's not that I bring my past relationship into my present, but it's almost like I look for it, which is not good, because it's like I look for it because that's most likely that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the bullshit, so it's like I'm almost expecting it. So if it comes, I'm sort of kind of prepared. Like if it do come, I know what I'm going up against.
Right.
Pretty much.
But, okay, when I say that, like, you know how when you're younger, or even some women now, they so in love with the potential of the man. Like, he could be a whole hood rat right now, and you'll be like, oh, but I think he has a lot of potential. Like, you're still into that?
Nah, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that. I mean, I can
You
be
gotta
there and be supportive.
somewhat.
Like, you have to be somewhat, have a vision or know what you want to do.
Right.
So of course, me being there and I'm being your better half, of course I can help you.
Yeah, no, that's
I can push you, because you may
Partnership
not
is
be as
different.
motivated, although you may have these ideas in place, but that doesn't mean that everybody, you can be motivated for a certain amount of time, and then after a certain amount of time, it's just like, oh boy, I don't know. Probably don't
Partnership
think
is
that it's
different,
gonna
though.
go anywhere. So sometimes you need that little push or that little boost or something like that.
not a partnership is different.
Right.
Me, like
But
you
I don't
said,
want
it
to take. I
became
don't
about
want to
them.
date somebody or start a relationship with someone where I feel like he's just starting from the very beginning. Like.
But see, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. See, what I'm not doing is, you starting from the beginning is one thing, because you have a plan, you have a goal, you know what you're doing. Starting from the beginning is not an issue. It's you still needing to be raised. That's the issue for me. I can't raise nobody mother's son.
Right.
Okay. Mommy should have did that. I think I did that so many times that at this point you gotta be almost there. You gotta be,
Right.
because I feel like that's me. I'm almost, I still have things that I have to do, and I'm sure there's things that a partner will be able to push me further to do, and vice versa, but I kind of have it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't just be, I don't know. I'm not picking nobody up off the corner just to say I have a man. And ain't nothing wrong with
absolutely
corner guys.
not.
There's some smart corner guys. But I'm just not, that's not me right now. I can't just pick
Right.
you up and say, oh, because there's a lot of women that'll take any kind of man. You know what I'm saying? That they don't care. As long as they got a man in their house, they in it. As
Right.
long as they got a man.
I mean, you're right. I've known
I
women.
don't think you can invite a third. You could invite a third person?
I don't know. I don't think you can do it a third person, but I don't know about.
Oh, you can? How do you do it, though? We don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know.
How you going to say yeah and then say I
Right.
don't know?
You made me miss my whole little train of thought
Oh, I'm
going on
sorry.
here.
I
So, but I can say I have been comfortable with having a man in the house, because out of all 4 of my relationships, I don't, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I've lived with all, and we've lived together. So some people will consider that a bad thing. Some would say that's not that's not a bad thing. Me personally, I didn't think it was a bad thing, because it's not like I dated these men for like a year or 2 years. Like,
I don't think
I was
time
in,
has anything to do with either, though. I think the nature of the relationship should be the
True.
basis. Because you could be friends with people all your life. That don't mean it's certain things you still not supposed to be doing,
Right.
But again, it was because like you said,
you're right, because I feel like my last relationship that I shouldn't have lived. I don't know, that one I can honestly say, like, the other three, I honestly was like, it was good, it was great. You know, I was engaged from the last two, from the previous two, but this fourth one, like, dating was one thing, or you know, being in a relationship, but as far as living with that person, I honestly don't think I put too much thought into that. So I can say that I didn't.
My friend, one of my other friends,
I didn't
like
put a
that.
lot of
Like
thought
they
into that.
have to be in relationships. Like they go from like they just.
I felt
be
because
in a
I've always
relationship.
from 18 to now. That's all I've been in. So
that's
it's
because Teak
almost,
ain't
you
knew
know.
who she was. Because you was 18, y'all. You and Mac was booed up.
I know. I was.
Yeah.
It's like engaged very early. Like almost went down the aisle. Like
Y'all was booed up,
And I
honey.
just-
and you
and I
went,
had to
yeah,
think
that's
about
true.
it.
I mean, you live and you learn, but that's what I think that's a beauty in all of that you get to watch the process now. You know, you get to see like,
Right.
all right, I went through that, but now I'm here and I can make better decisions and choices. Like I think that's a good thing though. It's okay. We live and we learn.
right.
I don't know.
I
So
mean,
why
I
do you think
guess-
you single, right? Are you single?
Yes, I am.
Why? Why are we single? I mean, like,
That's
why?
a good question. I don't know.
Tasha.
And I should be able to answer
Fat
that.
Girls Love Cake. She makes all my cakes for my brunches.
She
But
did.
why? Why are we single?
I don't know.
Let me tell you why I'm single. Okay, y'all listening? No, but I think it's the men. It's just different. You know what?
I can't. I'm not gonna put it all on the men.
No, I was about to say that. You know what?
I'm not gonna
too?
put it all on the men.
Okay. You know what I realize now? That men are just as intimidated as women are, and I didn't know that a long time. When
Well,
I was younger.
I learned that in probably two of my relationships.
Yeah.
I learned that.
No, they're just as
learned
intimidated,
that.
if not more. Especially if you're like,
Because it was like thrown in my face, like, oh, because you make
right,
more than
that's
me,
how
or
you
you
know.
got.
That's
It's
how
like-
you know that it's. And they
But I
get
never
jealous
treated
too.
you differently, and
They
it's
don't-
like
it's-
so.
but it's
I
not
get
about
that.
you. You know, what I mean? It don't. It's not necessarily about you. It's about what they dealing with, what they have going on. But I don't know. Like the men now are different. Like even when I was clubbing, at one point you go inside of a club, the guys are grabbing you into the VIP section. Okay, you walk through,
Right.
you're getting in. Now it be 10 guys in the VIP section, and they be looking like, whatever, sis. What? The
Well, you can't get in there,
changed.
no, because they in there off of their friends' shit. So it's like that's probably why you
Yeah,
can't
that's
get in
true,
there.
too.
So
And it's not that you
It's
want
different.
to. And you know what? It's
different from when you was younger, like,
we
yeah.
we could do our own thing. You know, when we when we were younger, the girls wasn't really doing that kind of stuff. Now, women are inviting men into their VIP sections.
right.
Okay?
But
Truth
see,
be told.
at that time, I didn't do a lot of going out. I mean, I already by the time I was 18, I'm already like in a
Oh, yeah, you
relationship.
was married, you was
So by the
hooked up.
time I'm like 20, I already had my first child.
I was looking,
I'm
from across the
engaged
street,
like by
going out.
21. You know, so then I'm a couple of years later, then I have my second child. So I was like pretty much in like married. Like, I mean, I wasn't like
Right, you was in a
legally married,
relationship.
but for 7 years, like, yeah.
But what I was saying was, it's not that like that they have to.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying like the difference in the men. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
at that time, women were like, "Oh, look at the girl." You know, now they
Right.
just amongst themselves. So if y'all amongst yourselves in the party, and all these beautiful women in here, and y'all smoking, doing whatever, and drinking,
Right. I mean, I don't know.
connect, like that's when you
There
will
is
say
none. Right.
chivalry is dead.
Right. But you know how they say most women want a husband or a man that's like their father. I didn't want no man that was like my
Yeah.
father. And my father was like, I had a great father. Like
Men
he
definitely
was
want their mother.
and that's I wanted the part of just like the provider part, but because my father was like such a great a provider and he worked his ass off, he didn't do any there was no activities done. Like there was, so he was just like, Dad, you work hard, you take care of the family, you make sure everybody has a roof over their head, clothes on their back,
So you would
food
take
in their
that
mouth.
portion of your father and not the portion of
Right.
being-
So I would need that man to be able to do both. I need you to be able to be a provider and also be able to like interact with your family. Like,
I mean, I guess in
Like,
hindsight,
we
that
did-
is you wanting him to be like your father because
And-
that's where you learned that.
right. Well,
from.
he interacted with us like certain, like if we did like outings, like just for dinner, but like we went apple picking, like any like sports, anything that we did there, he didn't come to games or anything like that.
Right. So there's a portion of your father that you would want in your husband, because everybody is not a provider.
Right.
So that
That's
there
true.
is. You did learn that habit from your father. So
Right.
in hindsight, you do want somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you had nothing to go on, then you could be like, no, I don't hear anything like my father. But
right.
I think like, do you have an issue? I don't think
I get it. I know money. I know making money costs time. You absolutely right. But you have to know how.
Making money costs time.
That's what you said?
Making money costs time.
Well, maybe. Okay, maybe.
Like it's like that's
like meaning
he
like
won't be home because he's making money. Okay,
right. And I get it, and I understand.
There's a balance, in
but you
everything.
have to have a balance because my mother, she worked. She had a career. She had a career, but she still had to make sure that she was there for practice, for recitals. So it's done. Like I do it.
I think it's a personality too. Some people
I work. I have a career, and
like,
right. And you'll probably look at me like I have a career on top of my career, which is very, very stressful and demanding at times. I still have to make sure that when these kids have a game or rehearsal, I have to be there.
Right.
You know.
But even in your case too, is because really it's you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the home with them primarily. Mm-hmm. If you're in a house with mom and dad is there, we might have to split this down. But if you're dating somebody
but that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I've been in
money. That's not fair.
It's not. But that's so from my first relationship, going back to the kids, the oldest two, their dad, like that was his thing. His thing was like that's in his mind. That was the only thing that he saw. It's all about money. It's all about. Like, I'm going to work 6 days a week. If I can work 7, I'll work 7. If I can do overtime 4 days out the week, I'm going to do it. He worked so much. But in the household for all those years, I still did all the activities. I did everything. So, you know, he just felt like as long as he provide, then that's all I need to do is provide. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And to me, that's not it.
He said work-life balance is hard when the cost of everything is high. Well, I think we pick and choose. We prioritize, and sometimes we don't. I think
you're right.
I know you're not just going to work and not doing nothing else in life. Like I know you're making time for something.
Right.
I don't care what it is. You're making time for something,
which is true.
That one thing could be your son's basketball game or your daughter's recital. Or
it don't have to be every and it doesn't even have to be every game,
right? But just I feel like people forget that memories are priceless. Memories are priceless. Like your kids will remember. Like Teak just said it. That's a prime example. She remembers that her father was a provider, but she also remembers that he didn't make it to a lot. So I think people forget that your kids they don't know about no money when they're really, really young. They want to see their parents support them, and I think that's that's lacked in a lot of homes, but that's another,
No, it really is. It is. I mean, and I don't know, not to really get too much into it, but I think that's what we see. We see like, I feel like we know the struggle in our households, especially in Black homes. We know the struggle. You know what your parents, when they struggle, when times was tough, when they had to pull through and, make a way for certain things, but they don't teach you when things is going good. They don't teach you the financial part of it.
I met you, boo-boo.
They don't teach you the financial part of anything in a household, especially like Black homes. Like it wasn't taught. Although, yes, I had both my parents in our house and they both had careers and they, we were good. We lived really good, but I think at that, but at that time and at that age, I wasn't taught anything about credit, any type of financial decisions. I had no knowledge of it. Mm-hmm. So by the time you come out of high school and you go to college, it's like you go crazy. You get all these cards. You don't, you lose your mind with all these credit cards, but because you're not taught these things. When you're younger,
your parents survived, and when you surviving, you really necessarily don't have too much time to teach because you always on go. So your kids learn whatever they see.
Right.
That's it. So they go on go, and they don't know that it's like, oh, it's other stuff behind this. Oh, I gotta actually pay my bills on time.
Right, but you can. I think at some point you should be able to squeeze that in, or kind of like
absolutely.
talk to your kids about things like that.
But
so
they can't teach you what they didn't know themselves. They probably didn't have good credit. What they gonna teach you? You know,
Right.
I don't know. I think sometimes I don't know. I've learned to give my mother a break when it comes to that because I really learned she didn't know a lot of stuff she didn't know. So a lot of people walk around with daddy issues and mommy issues for stuff that their parents really didn't know.
Right.
So I think when we look at that, because if you feel like you could be a little bit broken and I might be fighting my own
Well, I'm
demons,
not. I know my
surely
parents.
our parents had
They,
their own demons
they
as
did,
well.
but they knew. Credit was, trust me, credit was good because my dad owned several lots. Like he owned some things, so he knew.
Knowing and teaching are two
You know,
different.
so-
Being able to teach is different.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like that lacks in a black home. I'm guilty of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on it now, trying to teach the kids a little bit more, about $1 and, saving and credit. And when you get to college, not to be so eager to accept all those credit cards.
Right,
that they give you.
We're taught to survive, not thrive. That's what it is.
And
People, they look
yeah.
at credit like, oh, that's small. You'll get there. Like,
Right.
just
Don't
get
worry
this
about it.
job.
Mhm.
Finish school. Those are the important things.
Right.
The things that's going to make sure you at least stay on. I think now in our community, we busting barriers as far as business owners and people that are just stepping out on things that we weren't doing back in the days. Our parents weren't really doing that kind of stuff. It was very seldom you knew a girl whose mother owned a hair salon.
Right.
None of my friends' mothers knew.
No, I never said that that the generation today of dads are not doing good at all. I never said that.
Well, he
That's
just
one thing
defending it in case you saw
right.
it. Okay,
I
I'm
never
with you
said
for
that.
40
And
plus.
I am big on dads. I give them much respect and props for the dads that are very active in their kids' lives. And to me, it's not only monetary. So that's not what I said. I didn't make that
He
statement.
didn't say you said that. You
But
wasn't
he's
yelling at
but
him.
no. But he don't even have any
I'm
kids
sorry,
though.
He didn't.
He
say,
don't even
this is
have
what
any kids.
I'm with you. This is what you.
He don't even have any kids.
You
How about
viewing
that?
that they're doing better. She cursed you. You never said she said that.
You don't even know what he's talking about. Look,
That's why we
he
single.
don't
Because
have
you
no
cursed
kids.
him out. He didn't even say that. Exactly why we single now. I'm sorry.
I apologize to him.
I'm sorry.
So you agree? Okay. Now he's gonna be in your DM later. That's
Slide in
why.
my DM, okay? No, I'm just playing. No, but I think I don't know.
See?
That's why we single too, because what we know and what they don't know. They ain't trying to mess with us. They look like they just know too much. I need somebody that's just gonna sit there
I don't know.
and
I don't
think
know.
don't think too much, because they
No,
want you
I'm
to be
a-
their mothers. Okay,
No,
let me list all the things y'all want us to be. Hold on. First,
I just think
we will
that-
be your girlfriend, your mother, your wife, your side chick. You want us to play what's out now? MB. What?
I've spoke to some men
2K,
and I don't think
what is
that
it called?
that's what they want.
2K19. We gotta play that. Football Sunday. Y'all want us to make wings and have beers for y'all friends. Like if your clothes is wrinkled, you want us to iron it. You want us to sew the hem in your shorts. I just this is a lot of pressure.
What kind of men you came across lately?
Girl, these guys they got men are like babies, and even men that are men behind closed doors.
I mean,
like
they are
putty
with they women.
in your hand.
And
That's
I
what I'm
think
talking
it's
about.
okay though. I think it's fine.
Say yes all day.
I think it's fine. But I think it's fine. If that's your man, why wouldn't you
I'm
cater
not
to
saying
them?
that it's anything wrong with that. I'm saying there has to be a balance here. Hello. When
Well,
I'm
you have
tired,
to find a
I'm
man
ready
that's going to be
step
able to
up.
do the same thing you do for him that he's going to, reciprocate.
You telling me I need to find a man?
Yeah.
I need to find a man. Okay.
Why not?
No, he need to find me.
Well, find you or
Where you
whatever.
at, yo?
All right, you gonna turn this into like this is not.
You know the girl that be
This is
chewing.
not
Be like, where you at, yo?
love connection.
How you doing? My name is Jathia. And I'm just
Oh,
looking.
that DM is about to go off in a minute.
No, I'm just playing. I think it's hard though for me now because I do everything on my own, which like most people, most women these days, like I really don't right now need a man like financially.
I don't either.
None of those things. It would be nice to balance it because I would like to keep some of my coins in my pocket, but
But see, I wasn't
I'm
taught
doing
that
it on
growing
my
up, though.
own.
Because my mother didn't need my father financially.
Yeah, but then
You
no,
understand?
it's not,
So
no,
that's
what I'm
how I don't
saying
look
is-
at it like a man now. You need them financial
What
for
I'm-
financial.
The point that I was trying to make was it's harder. Some men only know how to do that. Some men are used to girls that you give them money to get their nails and toes done, they good. I gave her a little pocket change, she good. Some men are used to that. So when here you come, you got it. It's just different caliber of men is what I'm saying. Some men you meet when they're used to, and some women make it very easy for men.
Right.
They make it very, so when I come and say, hi, it's really nothing you could, of course you could help me just the same as I can help you, but
You
nothing
absolutely,
I
wait.
have.
You are absolutely right. And this is one of my biggest arguments I have with my friends.
Who I'm being submissive to, though?
You
What kind of man am I being submissive
supposed
to?
your man.
Your husband.
No, your man.
Your husband.
Whoever
Your husband
you're
is the
committed
head
to.
of your household. Your husband.
But if you are in a relationship,
give me
you're
the
right.
Bible.
But if you're in a
Pull it up.
relationship,
Your
if you're in a
husband.
listen, you're right. But listen, but if you're in a committed relationship with a man and you live with him, you are supposed to be submissive to him.
A-N-D.
Listen, you are supposed to
Husband.
be submissive
You wanna
to
make
your
salad?
man.
Okay, so then when you come back, you're going to answer this question, okay? Assalamu alaikum. I'll see you when you come back. Okay? Because you know. What kind of, no, well, for real,
You supposed, but I'm submissive. That's
you can
me.
be, see, I'm not just submit.
No.
Am I still paying all the rent? What are we doing here?
If it's your house, you
Am I
pay
still
all the
making
rent.
all the decisions here while you
But
paying
listen, see, that's where we go wrong.
2K19?
This is where we go wrong. So what do you mean by paying the rent? Is it you and his apartment together?
No, I'm saying, do I
No.
still have the burden of it all? Is what I'm
But
saying.
if it's, you see, this is where women get it
not
mixed
being-
up to me. This is just me. So if I'm in a relationship and it's committed and we do happen to live together, but he's coming into my home to live with me, he's not entitled or expected to pay my rent.
Wait, what?
It's my rent. My name is
what?
on the lease. It's mine.
I don't care who. See, this is why.
No, and this
okay,
is why.
there you have it. That's
See?
why I'm single. There you have it. We done cracked the mystery. I'm single because I'm not
saying don't come into the household and you're not supposed to do anything, absolutely nothing.
At this
That's
point
not
in my
what I'm
life,
saying.
before you get a key to my place, we're gonna have a discussion. I think a lot of times we went wrong because we didn't have conversation. We didn't discuss things with the men that we would say. We just were so happy to have a man. We say, "Here's your key. Come on in, and I'm gonna see you when you get back." No, I'm 34. I work a lot. Sometimes I do 16 hours, 3 days in a row.
Right.
I work a lot, and I work a lot to provide for myself. Now, I'm not saying a man, when I'm dating him, he's obligated to do anything for me. But the moment we cross that line and we now cohabitate in the same household, this is no longer just my burden. I don't care. This is no longer, because what are we doing here? If you're moving in with me and we're working towards marriage and those kinds of things, because if you're living with me, I'm sure now I'm making your dinner.
Right,
I'm sure now I'm doing.
But I didn't say he's not supposed to do anything at
You
all.
say he's not obligated.
He's not obligated to pay my entire rent by himself. No,
No, I
he's
didn't say
not.
that. I
I'm
didn't
just
say
saying, but
that.
some women feel like that.
No, I
He's
know,
not.
but that's not what I
He's
said,
not.
so.
And honestly, with the as far something like that, I mean, I don't see why he shouldn't, contribute something to it. And we can't split it. But at the end of the day, if me and this man no longer be together that day or the next day, Teak is back to paying her rent herself. Teak is back to paying all her bills herself. Yes, Teak is back to doing everything
You was doing
herself.
it already, so him assisting you doesn't mean you can't. Does not mean you can't do it anymore. It just means now I have a man who I am saying is the head of my household.
Right, but I'm just talking about on women that feel like the man is supposed to, that men are supposed to. They're supposed to do this. They're supposed to pay all their rent.
We're not talking about who said they supposed to.
But you talking about as far as me? But that's how I feel.
I'm piggybacking on what you said.
But I'm telling you how I feel. You don't have to come in and pay my rent. Like, we're not married to any. And even then, like, things should be split. There should be some type of communication as to who's paying what's being paid, everything. I'm not saying he can't pay anything, but I always feel too like it's still my responsibility.
Absolutely.
It's still my responsibility.
But see, I think that's why. But see, I feel like that's where partnership comes in at. If you and I came into business together, just like this podcast today, this is your podcast, right? I'm a guest speaker. it's your responsibility to carry the show. But you invited me here, so I own part of this responsibility today when I say yes. You understand what I'm saying? That's a partnership. Right. So I feel like when you're getting into a relationship with a man, you got to figure out, are we partners? Or are we just... Because once you decide that you're going to be partners and y'all growing to do something...
But you see how... You're right, but see how you want to make sure that y'all have that understanding that y'all are partners and y'all going to do this together and that together. But the minute you see somebody say, why aren't you women submissive? It's like, submissive, huh?
No, I don't have a problem with being submissive. I was saying that because I'm like, what kind of men like to say women are not submissive, but what kind of man is asking me to be submissive?
I don't think he should have to really ask you. It's just certain things that you should know as a woman, and being in your place and letting your man be the leader of your household and let him make certain decisions. Now, I'm not saying be submissive to the point where he telling you like, you can eat today.
No, because that's not what submissive is. Right. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I'm letting your man be a man.
Absolutely. No.
A lot of women don't do that, though.
Literally, when I said what kind of man is asking me to be submissive, I don't mean literally somebody came and said, oh, Jathia, can you be submissive today? I meant that figuratively, more so. But again, like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to agree to disagree. I can't.
Right. It's right. And we're not going to agree on everything.
I think I've been through enough at this point that I'm going to have to see a little bit something. You're going to have to show, and that's what you learn through dating and courting, that you're worthy of me being submissive. Because me being submissive to any man is a great thing. That's how I feel. You gain from me being submissive. I want to gain from you the same way. I don't want it to just be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be, oh, I have a man in the house, so let me just be submissive. No.
You said it's based on how you're raised? No, yes and no.
And brought up.
It depends.
I guess so. I guess I agree and disagree with that. Because it is based on how you were raised. And then, but see, like, for instance, the man that I know as my father, my godfather, his wife didn't work. She didn't want for nothing. He was Muslim. So I looked, to me, they think a little bit different. He worked, he got, by any means, he did what he had to do for his family. He was a whole provider, didn't miss not one show, and he still had his shortcomings, but he was fed first. All
and
the women,
as
his
he
daughters,
should,
and his wife,
be.
We would be
and that's a lot of women don't know that.
He was fed first, but he was fed first because he was the breadwinner.
He is the provider, so and that's what a lot of women do not understand. And I've asked that question before, and you know how many women are like, what do you mean he eat first? What do you mean? Like, if that is your man, your husband, he is a provider.
The source that absolutely.
Right. And
yes. he is the official head of your household.
Yes, he's supposed to be
because he should be served first.
Yes.
But a lot of women look at it now.
Oh no, you gotta get a kid. Like no, them kids don't work.
Right.
They're not gonna starve either. They're gonna get fed.
Roll up all day. Okay. But no, I think that's the difference. So when I look at a man like my godfather, to me, that caliber of man is worth saying, oh no, my husband said no.
Right, but don't get me wrong, because even with my father,
said no.
He had his own business. So, and my mother had her career, and she was a teacher. But when she didn't want to work for a couple of years, she ain't work.
Right.
She ain't work. She ain't cook.
Right,
Only thing she did was clean, and she ain't do laundry.
I'm not.
But my father did it all. Only thing, he didn't do our laundry, but cook, he worked. He had his own business, and he still managed to cook dinner every night for us.
My godfather ain't do that. He ain't cook. He ain't clean. He ain't do none of that. He said, "I make all the coins in here. Y'all will have this floor vacuum." But you couldn't be mad at that.
Right.
Because when it was time to go on vacation, he paid. When it was time to go food shopping, he paid. Right. And I'm not saying that it was all about the money. He just was that. He was a protector, a provider. He was that kind of father. He's that kind of father. So,
I mean, there's no wrong and right answer.
It's not. I just think we need to evaluate somehow. We be ready to give it all. Give it all up.
Sometimes we do.
We be ready. Look, he's saying we be ready to give it up. Give it all up.
Cause some don't deserve it. What did he say?
I don't know. He
just stay away from the
serial women. I love to help my lady.
Like, what do you? Well, I mean, I'm not materialistic.
I like material things, but
I like material things, but I'm right. I'm not. I don't have to have it.
And some people
Right.
are intimidated by materialistic women because they think they can't. You know,
Right.
I'm not talking about you, so calm down. Don't try to curse me
You
out.
said-
But some people are intimidated by materialistic women because they can't afford it. So they be a
Well,
little
yeah,
forced.
that too.
Yeah. And mind you, she probably ain't even looking for you. She been buying it anyway all this time. But you
Right.
know, I don't know, whatever.
I
I'm
mean,
just talking.
that can be another. You know, who knows? I don't know, but don't worry about it. We gonna figure this out. You gonna get you a boo?
I'm not stressed, girl. I'm not stressed. You know how happy single life could be.
I don't know.
I'm not
like I'm learning a
necessarily-
little bit, and I have my moments where it's not good for me.
I'm not lonely single. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
but how
good.
long have you been single?
So the last guy that I was dealing with, okay.
Here goes the story.
Okay. Maybe now it hasn't been months or a year, maybe like a year.
So what's the longest time have you been single? Like you know, the longest.
I don't know. The longest time.
It's been more than a year.
Yeah, I've been single more than a year before. Mhm.
Okay. I've probably been single like up
I've
to
been
maybe a year and a
more
half.
than a year before.
That's the most in like
Mhm.
over 20 years. And that's
No,
really
I definitely
that's
been
really
single.
no time for that amount of time. Like
No,
for
that's
over
not a lot
20
of time.
something. Yeah.
I think that's why I've gotten to a place where I could be happy single because I've
Right.
dated. I've been in many situationships, so that's I don't count that kind of stuff. I've been in many situationships, you know.
Oh, so you don't count those as your relationships?
No, I guess now knowing what it was now, at the woman I am now, knowing what it was then, they were relationships, but
I mean, they didn't go good, but you still can't say that. You know, you can't.
okay, well, they was relationships. Okay, I don't know. Okay, they were relationships.
I mean, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Is it a good or is it something considered a good or a bad thing if you've been in like so many relationships as opposed to not many relationships? Because some people look at it like if you've been
It
in like
depends on who's
10
watching.
to 15 relationships, they be like, oh no, that's good. That's good that you've been in
You're
every
supposed to do
many.
that,
You know, you're supposed
right.
to do that because you get to learn. But then it's like somebody like me, I'm like, I've only been in 4. They're like, that's not good. But I thought that is something good because that means you know.
I guess it depends on. I think it's just people. That's why you don't do nothing based on nobody. You just live your life according to you, because everybody gonna have a different opinion.
I mean, that's
So
true.
if
And
you
then,
want to have 10, you want
Right.
to date 10 people right now, I say date them. You know, I
True.
don't know. As long as you know what you're doing, as long as you, I don't know, because we think we be having control, and then you be like, girl.
but even when
I
it comes
love
to
them.
dating somebody, to even go back to like how we don't get to know one another. We tend to let social media, a friend of a friend, or somebody that think they know you tell that person about you, and they tend to go off of that information and be like, so this is what she is. But
I think
you
because
don't
it's a big
know.
lack of communication.
I don't think. I just think that
People don't talk.
No, they don't. Right.
don't
Communication is
communicate.
horrible, but that's my thing. You like if I'm dating a guy and I know a mutual friend, me and him have a mutual friend, but that mutual friend tells me something about him, I'm not gonna just go and label him based off of that information that he gave me. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like in a lot of relationships, like that's what people do, and you can't do that.
But
Because a lot of times people are not going to tell you the good. If anything, they're going to tell you the bad. And it don't even have to be something bad. It could have been a situation, something happened, and they're going to go off of that instead of getting to know you for who you are. Because you could have been one way with someone else and be completely a whole different way with somebody else. It depending on that person that you was with and how they treated you. So,
right.
and
so,
what they put you through. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to put you through the same thing or do the same thing to you.
It don't.
But people
But I don't
tend
think
to
you should.
base that, you know?
Do you negate that stuff though? Like if somebody tells you something about somebody, you negate it and say, "Well, like he's not gonna do that to me." Because some women are like that too.
I
Like,
don't
you be
put
like, he
nothing
used to
past
stomp his
nobody.
girlfriend out.
I don't put nothing past anybody. So
Yeah, me either.
I mean, you know, everybody's capable. I don't put anything past any. You know,
I don't know. We'll see about my single quest.
you gonna check your DM?
I'm gonna check my DMs, y'all. I know y'all slid in my DMs today. Nah, but I'm good. I'm single,
That's
but I'm okay.
good. Well, I mean, thank you for coming.
You're welcome, girl.
For a second time.
You're welcome, Teak. Let me put back on my voice.
Wait, before you put your voice back on, you can say that for the closing part.
Thank you for joining us today.
No, seriously, I really appreciate you coming back to sit here and talk with me on this good old Sunday evening about relationships, a never-ending topic. So, with that being said, you can let everybody know again where they can follow you at.
Jaeman, JAEIMAN _ That's my Instagram. I'm there.
And then, okay, you can put your sexy voice on. And,
what I'm telling them about. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a great show. This is this is really lusty.
It is.
Oh, this is like midnight hour. Shout
and
out.
it's not. It's still Sunday evening.
Lockdown Love. This how the guy used to sound on Lockdown Love. Remember that?
Oh my God, you taking it way back. But anyway, I really appreciate
Shout out to Haven. Shout out to Sing Sing.
Oh, now we took it back
to Fish Kills Lockdown Love.
All right, bye. It's annoying.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Tea with Teak.